Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Gum MVP back with my next video. And in this video, I guess I just decided to do a quick PvP sesh, if you will. Maybe an hour or two worth of gameplay. Kind of chopped up here for you in about a 10-minute video. And I don't know, I just kind of felt like playing, finished work, and was kind of missing the game. This was bad because I was messing around with my weapons, and some of them are heavier, differently heavier, and so sometimes my armor will hit over 70% and I'll get like a really crappy roll. So that was really bad because he probably could have ran up and hit me, but he probably didn't know that I was changing my items. But that is besides the point. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming back for my next video. Um, we actually just got word that they were going to launch the next regulation version 1.09, which comes out tomorrow, I believe, which is obviously, if you're not watching the video as soon as I post it, the new patch comes out July 1st, and today is the 30th of June or so. But whatever. Anyways, new patch, and it's going to be hype, it's going to be big, it's going to really change the game. And what's crazy is that, I'm always trying to figure out the game, and I always feel like I'm a step behind because the game changes right when I kind of get used to the new patch. But the thing is the game usually doesn't change too much, little quirks like, I don't use the Kestis to parry anymore, things like that. Now you see me going for Llewellyn shield parries like I did just there, but still, I don't think I got a single parry in this, like, couple hour sesh I had. I wasn't really going for him, I wasn't really playing super great. So hopefully, the content isn't terrible. But anyways, let's go over this patch for those of you who are here to hear about that. Okay, so what's nice about the patch is it won't require any maintenance, so you can literally just log in and play on the new version. Um, okay, so here's a couple of quick things that I really think are cool. All dagger weapons have increased critical attack power, which means before, daggers did not do nearly enough damage, and now I think they're gonna get more playtime. So daggers are cool, so they're increasing critical attack power. The dark sword is being reduced for weapon efficiency. Take that how you will. Henri's straight sword's got reduced scaling effects, which actually might, and it won't actually because, speedrunners can play on whichever patch they prefer, right? But the Henri straight sword has reduced scaling effects, which might technically impact future speedruns if you're interested in those things. But you don't really see Henri straight sword a lot in PvP, so that's kind of just whatever. Now here's the next couple are big for me because I've been building builds kind of based around these things. Wolnir's Holy Sword adds faith scaling. So Wolnir's Holy Sword is a weapon that I was thinking about using on Luna, who is my Sunlight Princess of the Storms, if you will. I trademarked that, TM that stuff. So that is a really nice sword that didn't have any faith scaling, even though it had a faith requirement. I was like, I wonder what I can do with this. Now, the downside of it is the weapon art is kind of booty, so I don't really know how much I'll actually be using Wolnir's Holy Sword. It's like a really slow WoG, or Wrath of the Gods. So I don't know, but having the increased faith scaling is going to be really nice. The next big change is Crescent Moonsword. And Crescent Moonsword is one of those weapons that I used on my Sorceress that's currently only level 60. And it adds intelligence scaling, which it didn't before, so basically that should increase the overall attack power. But that's a weapon you guys actually haven't really seen yet. I think I featured it in like one clip at one of the ends of my videos. So yeah, we'll see, we'll see. I'm not really sure if that build's gonna be great because I still haven't tested sorceries with the patch that rolled out a little bit ago that increased like viability of those spells. But so we'll see. Lothric's Holy Sword added faith scaling, another weapon that might be cool on this faith build that you're seeing on the screen here. Lothric's Holy Sword, I actually made it, so I have all the weapons I need, and I'm ready for the patch to roll out, so all that's left to do is play with them, and, see how they do. Right now I've been using the longsword, which you're seeing here, and I think it's primarily just due to the attack speed. And I'm playing mostly a casting game, and I'm trying to become more melee-based with this build because, now that I've seen the ranges and things, I realize that I'm really just spamming Lightning Storm and stuff. So I'm really trying to get more efficient. And I know that will come with time, but I can only do it for so long because every once in a while I miss this build. I miss running around with my halberd. I miss running around with my Twin Prince's greatsword. Ugh, here's a situation I hate being in because I hate when my opponent puts these weapon buffs on, and I can't really cope with the damage sometimes. Now sometimes I can because I have a really strong AR2 due to my weapon being refined and being a nice quality build. But I usually can't cope with the scaling too much. They usually do quite a bit of damage, so I'll try to throw I'll try to throw charms at it, so I don't have to deal with the scaling anymore. But the problem with that is it leaves me kind of vulnerable, and sometimes I get smacked for it, especially if I throw it in the middle of battles. And then sometimes I don't even land the charm, and it's just like, oh, what a waste. So, we'll see. Here, I forgot that I had the dark thing on and just had a natural reaction to throw that at him. It was really grimy of me, though. I realized that after. But this buff actually didn't really do anything for my AR. It kind of sucked. So, I was just messing around, I think. Here's interesting, because I know he's just going to keep rolling if I put out this hitbox. So I'm kind of free aiming it, because he's just like literally using telepathy and just telling me exactly where he's rolling. So I just figured I'd free aim it and not mess that up. Because sometimes when you're tracking through the lock-on system, you will not be able to like cover the ground quick enough. You won't be able to turn quick enough, and your swing or your thrust will like completely miss, which is like super frustrating. Here's a video of me getting mauled by some freaking buffed weapons. Okay, anyways, let me get back to this. Okay, so here's the patch notes. Everything else just looks kind of minor. Like, they're kind of adjusting some attack power, adjusting tracking on a few spells. Nothing really super important because the spells weren't good in the first place. Oh, okay, here's something good. So, spell or weapon buffs, like infusing, or not infusing, but like using resin to scale your power up your weapons, like I was just complaining about, having to use charms on. I think those durations of those effects are going to be extended. Now, I don't know if that applies to, or if that only applies to giving yourself a weapon buff through a spell, or if that also includes resins. I don't know if it's all encompassing there, but you know, when you're dueling here in Pontiffs, I'm not waiting for the weapon buff to run out. You know, if I can't take care of it with a charm, or I deem that it's too unsafe to even throw a charm at this point, you know, then I just have to cope with it. I'm not going to be waiting for the buff to run out. I don't really have time, even though I could probably run away forever, especially on this super wide arena. But B, the damage increase isn't worth it to just not fight and just not play the game. Like, that's not fun to me. So extending the duration, I think, is more of a PvE thing, and I don't really think it's going to alter anything PvP style. So there's just another case of the Sunlight Talisman being OP as fuck. You know, hyper armoring through that smack, even though I have no health, is totally fine for me because A, I'm getting a ton of damage off of Lightning Storm. B, I have Tears of Denial activated, as you saw, so I wasn't going to die anyways. But at least before Lightning Storm started stunning him up. And C, if I didn't have enough damage to kill, which I obviously did, because he instantly melted, I would just take out my longsword and get a couple extra swings. And that's actually a sick combo, and you see me get it a couple times on this build, and it's kind of my bread and butter. Is, you know, I'll throw things like lightning spears out, and I'll bait them close, or I'll push them into a corner, just by kind of moving around, moving towards them. People never want you to be too close to them. So whatever. Anyway, so I'll move them in the corner, cast Lightning Storm, and then, you know, if I even tick them once, that stun is usually enough for me to get 2 longsword swings off. And with the Lightning Sword, that's actually pretty decent AR, so I usually always take that combo. It's kind of my bread and butter on this build. And I know in this video I'm doing something different where I've pretty much evenly played about an hour of each build, so I'm kind of rotating the clips, if you will. So I don't know if you guys are enjoying that or not, but I know that my commentary is a little all over the place, but that's probably because I was mostly just thinking about the patch notes at this time. I'm really excited because I think that being able to play a weapon that's not the Lightning Longsword is going to be really fun for this build, and they're doing so much to improve faith scaling weapons, which were like so underpowered. I really didn't even know when I was going to make this build that you're looking at, I didn't even know what weapon I wanted for it because I didn't know what was going to be good. But although I didn't really know which weapon I wanted, I was still able to find a good amount of success for the time being, but I'm really excited to try that Wolnir's Holy Sword. I swear that weapon's going to be sick. But anyways guys, thank you so much for stopping by, thanks for watching my next video, and peace out, I will see you next time.